Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving headfirst into a truly fascinating thought experiment, one that reshapes the very foundations of the modern world as we know it. Imagine, for a moment, a different 1776. No Declaration of Independence, no Revolutionary War. What if the 13 colonies, instead of breaking away, remained firmly under the British crown? It's a question that unravels centuries of history, culture, and global power dynamics. Let's explore what a world without an independent United States might look like. First, consider the political landscape. Without the American Revolution, the concept of a constitutional republic, born from Enlightenment ideals and forged in rebellion, might never have taken root in the same way. The colonies would likely have evolved into a series of self-governing dominions, much like Canada or Australia, but still ultimately answerable to Parliament in Westminster and the reigning monarch. Would we have seen a gradual shift towards greater autonomy? Or would tensions have continued to simmer, perhaps leading to a different kind of conflict later on? The very idea of American exceptionalism, the belief in a unique national destiny, would be fundamentally altered. If not entirely absent, culturally, the impact would be profound. Our language, while still English, might retain more British inflections and spellings. Traditions, holidays, even our legal system could be far more directly aligned with British common law, without the distinct American innovations. The melting pot of cultures that defines the US might have been a slower, more integrated process, perhaps with less emphasis on individual states and more on regional identities within a larger British North America. Would baseball still be America's pastime? Or would cricket reign supreme? Would our literature, music, and art have developed a distinctly American voice? Or would they have remained more closely tied to European trends? Think about westward expansion. Without an independent United States, the Louisiana Purchase, a pivotal moment in American history, would never have happened. France would have sold that vast territory to Britain, or perhaps kept it. The entire map of North America would be redrawn. Would Britain have managed the expansion across the continent differently? Would indigenous populations have faced a different fate under continued British rule, perhaps one with more centralized control, but still ultimately driven by colonial interests? The border with Canada, too, would be non-existent, replaced by a unified British North America stretching from the Arctic to the Gulf of Mexico. Economically, the colonies would have remained a crucial part of the British Empire's mercantile system. While industrialization would undoubtedly have occurred, its trajectory might have been different, perhaps more focused on supporting the imperial economy, rather than developing an independent industrial powerhouse. The global balance of power would be unrecognizable. Without the US as an independent force, Britain's imperial dominance might have extended much longer, or perhaps other European powers would have risen to challenge it in different ways. The two world wars, the Cold War, every major global event would have unfolded on a completely different stage, with different players and different outcomes. And what about social issues? The question of slavery, for instance, is particularly complex. Britain abolished slavery throughout its empire in 1833, decades before the American Civil War. Would the southern colonies have been forced to abolish slavery sooner under British pressure, potentially averting a devastating civil conflict? Or would the economic power of the slave-holding colonies have presented a unique challenge to imperial authority, perhaps leading to a different kind of internal struggle? These are weighty questions, with no easy answers, highlighting just how deeply intertwined our history is with the choices made in 1776. This thought experiment isn't just about rewriting history. It's about appreciating the profound impact of pivotal moments and the courage of those who dared to imagine a different future. The path not taken often reveals the true significance of the one we did. It reminds us that the world we inhabit today is a tapestry woven from countless decisions, big and small, and that the very identity of nations can hinge on a single, defining moment. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through an alternate reality. It's truly fascinating to ponder how different things could have been. If you enjoyed this exploration, please consider giving this video a like, sharing your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think would be the biggest difference? And of course, don't forget to subscribe for more thought-provoking content. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep learning.